I was like, yeah, motherfucker.
You gotta love this one right here.
We got Cosman, we got Biotish working up. It doesn't get much better than this.
Commanders family, the guys dominated the Cleveland Browns last weekend, winning our Week 5 matchup 34-13. We had some explosive plays at Northwest Stadium. Even Major Tutty got in on the excitement, so we have some Week 5 highlights for y'all. Then, Big Fletch is here, so we'll be heading down to the field for another field pass. And this week we'll be in Baltimore playing our cousins down the Beltway, the Baltimore Ravens, for our Week 6 game, so we'll have a matchup discussion just for y'all. All that and more starts right now on Command Center.
I want to start by saying to the fans, like, I see it and I feel it. We don't take that feeling at all lightly. And I know it can sound like coach speak a bit to thank the fans for showing up, but in this instance, this ain't coach speak. So it's the true speak. We enjoyed it, and we had like a hell of a time with you. So thank you guys for bringing the energy you brought. You were absolutely dripping in it, and it was really cool to be a part of.
Welcome in, Commanders family. Brian Cooper Jr. here with Santana, Moss, Fred Smoot, and the legend Logan Paulsen. 34-13. We got the W at the crib. Fellas, I don't think I've seen the wave since I've been here. Y'all seen the wave in the stadium? When's the last time y'all seen it?
We partook in a couple of waves.
Come on, I'm going to say, back in our day, when we used to pack it with 100,000, they used to do the wave in there. So much that a dolphin almost jumped in the stadium. That's what I'm saying. Now, they used to do it back in the day. What about you?
Yeah, I don't remember. That's the first time I've seen it since I've been here. So
it was crazy. It was a crazy moment in the stadium. We enjoyed it.
Now, fellas, before we move on to the Battle of the Beltway, let's get some thoughts on that big win over the Cleveland Browns.
I think it was a dominant effort in all three phases. Special teams has been smacking heads. It's been a joy to see us score points, but it's been more of a joy to watch us fly down on kickoff. You know what I mean? It's no longer how it used to be, but those guys still going out there and making a difference.
But Tanner just said it, man. All three phases. I was shocked to see how dominant they were. I understood what we had on offense and how we been, but defense showed up, and they made plays on the other side of the ball. Special teams was special. It was a whole team effort in this one right here, and I was proud of them on that one.
Yeah, that's something we talked about on the Command Center podcast, the effort, right? The effort across the board. Guys working and playing hard for each other, the executions at an extremely high level. And I think like it wasn't perfect offensively, but the defense supported him, like you were saying, Fred. And eventually Jaden Daniels found his rhythm, and we saw what this offense can be.
And fellas, when you put it on the team, 34-13, you got some highlights. Tan, I'm gonna let you tee this first one up.
It's what full command of your defense look like when you got a guy like Bobby Wagner on the second level, then you got his counterpart and Lou saying, "Let me get that, fella. Let me get that, bro."
Moving with the nice hands there, too.
They didn't even know was it an interception or a fumble recovery. That's the crazy thing about that play.
Should have been an interception, man. They robbed him for that one.
Now, Logan, you get the next highlight right here.
Yeah, this is Austin Eckler's explosive run, and I just love the way guys are blocking in line. Cosme, Biotish on the edge, but watch our guy. Terry McLaurin and OZ digging it out, man. Protecting that football, get on that thing. Great effort by everybody.
That's everybody to the ball. When you ain't got the ball, that's when they say, this coaching staff say, I'm going to judge you when you don't have the ball.
Tanner, you seem like one of them type of receivers that like to get a good little block in the open field there now.
I'm getting down there with you now.
Tanner, get his clothes back.
I'm going to get that run in with you now.
Now, Fred, last but not least, you got the highlight.
Now, this is what I'm talking about right here. Play don't go well. Excuse me. All right, let me show you what I really got. Excuse on the wrist right here to Terry right here. Don't let the rug monster get you. You can get them, Terry.
Pick them feet up, Terry.
This play right here changed the whole mark of the game. This one right here brought the fans back into it and showed them what this team is capable of. When things don't go well, we still gonna make a play out of it. Beautiful throw, beautiful catch.
Tanner, how bad does that hurt when you so close to the end zone?
I'm letting my feet fall. Like, pick him up, pick him up.
Now, fellas, I couldn't pick a highlight, man. It was just too many good moments. So I picked two, if that's cool with y'all. And my first one, now you know, our boy was the legend of the game down there. They let my man wave the flag and everything, man.
Old person of the game.
Tanner, you was in your element, weren't you?
Man, look, at first I was nervous, and I'm like, man, what you got me waving a flag? And then when I stood out there with that flag and them stands stood up, I was like, yeah, I'm glad I ain't have a mic on, boy, because I was F-bombing it like you know what. But no, it was fun, man.
Yeah, how great was it to hear them fans roar your name again as if you were still playing?
Freaky first down. I wish I had the ball out there with me. I would have spent that thing for him.
Man, it was great to see. Another thing that was great to see was Brian Robinson Jr. getting in the end zone for a touchdown. He had 2 with only a few carries. He had 2, but this is what we like the most. Major tutty.
You know what that remind me of? Yeah. That remind me of me Monday Night Miracle when I scored and I saw Chief in the back of the end zone. And we hugged each other. And as soon as I saw it, I said, you know what? That bring back flashbacks to that Monday Night Miracle.
You gotta love player and mascot love right there.
Interactions. Do you have any interaction with the mascot?
No, really. Man. Like I always win at the opposing team mascot. Like never did we have a mascot like that.
Fellas, man, what a game it was. But now we have to turn the page to the battle of the Beltway. Let's hear from our coordinators.
Yeah, I think just like I said before, just the way they kind of can figure things out on the run together, the communication they have and their ability to, even if we just walk something through and maybe don't get a live rep at it, they're able to go into the game. And if there's an adjustment to be made, they can make it in real time and hit it and nail it. And that's been really impressive. So I know it wasn't a really hyped group coming into the season, but the way they've just worked and continue to work and continue to kind of support each other has been really, really cool to see.
I'm excited every time we step on the field. We're not using Baltimore or anybody as a necessarily a measuring stick. It's the next game. You know what I'm saying? So whenever we get out there on the field, we're excited because it's the next game. Because anybody in this league can beat you. So you can't get high or low. We try to stay even keel, prepare for the next opponent. And that's the biggest game that we have because it's the next game. So it doesn't really change because there's a dynamic player in Lamar Jackson who we have a ton of respect for, but they had dynamic players last week with Cleveland that we had a ton of respect for. And the next week, you know, they'll have dynamic players that we're going to have a ton of respect for. So each week we're going to give it our best and then we'll reload and do it again.
It's time for your can't miss moment, presented by FanDuel. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official partner of the Washington Commanders.
I just heard from the coordinators there, and they're doing a lot of good stuff. Cliff's doing a lot of good stuff on the offensive side of the football. But when I watch this film, I see a group of guys that are playing well together and executing at a very high level. Let's take a look at this first way. This is the B-Rob touchdown. Great job, obviously, breaking the tackle, getting in there. But what I see is I see great scheme, and I see people adhering to details. So right here, we get Terry McLaurin selling this ball fake. That's a small detail, but watch these second-level players. They're going to play across here. That makes it easier on the first level for those offensive linemen to get those blocks. We got John Bates in the hip here. We're going to crack the 3 technique. Great job getting in there. Awesome play design, putting your guys in the best position possible to be successful. Now, this is where the individual effort comes into play. Watch B-Rob. Obviously comes in, breaks his tackle. Awesome, fighting for that yard, gets the touchdown. But I also see our guy, Luke. I have not seen a receiver block for this long in a very long time. Watch 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, take 2, and we're in for the touchdown. You don't get that touchdown without Luke McCaffrey's effort there. That's absolutely fantastic. Now we got the Austin Eckler run, and everyone knows how dynamic he's been for this offense. We got the offensive line pulling to the perimeter. We got Cosman. We got Biotish working up. It doesn't get much better than this. We got our guy John Bates working up, second level, we sealed it off. We got a nice crease here, and Eckler's done a great job all season of maximizing these runs. Awesome, awesome job. Finish. And I'm glad we're talking about finish right now because this other angle here on the end zone shows you. This is OZ. This is Terry McLaurin. They run 55 yards down there to keep up with Austin Eckler. Great job on the first level. Guys putting on the line for each other, for the team. Let's get them into space. Run. Let's go. Run, young man, rumble. Here we go. But now, who's up here? Terry McLaurin, out of nowhere, screen left, getting a block on Myles Garrett. That's playing for your team. OZ right here. He just went on a jet sweep and then just down here on the field, he recovers the fumble. When teams play like this, you punch up. You have an opportunity to win football games you shouldn't win. It's awesome to see these guys playing this way. Jaden Daniels touchdown. I mean, they got unblocked pressure here. Unblocked pressure right here on the linebacker. We got 5-man rushing. Boom, 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 boom. Slides working this way. He does a great job. He's a tremendous athlete. This is what makes him special, the ability to elevate a broken play. And everyone sees this. This makes SportsCenter. Everyone's talking about him being a generational talent. When you go to the end zone, I see other guys playing for each other. We got Austin Eckler out here in the flat, right? He's got man-to-man coverage. Watch him take care of this guy and ensure that Daniels has this running lane, this opportunity. I'm going to run. I'm going to block him off. I'm playing the down to the whistle for my teammate. Guys playing, guys supporting each other. It's fantastic. And then explosive plays. You cannot have explosive plays without all 11 guys on the field. Let's start off. Myles Garrett, one of the most prolific pass rushers in the NFL. We got Luke McCaffrey in chip help. We're going to help our guy Brandon Coleman out. The offensive line across the board, straining, working the opportunity here. We've got chip help on the bottom here by Austin Eckler too. We are going to ensure that Jaden Daniels has time to make this throw. Well-designed play, but also well-executed. Jaden Daniels, can't talk enough about what he's doing. Looking the safety off to the middle of the field, holding him there, ensuring my guy Diami has a great free access here. See, the safety's out of position because of my eyes. All elements of this team, all elements of this offense specifically, working together. The play design, guys pouring it out for each other, and then the execution's at a tremendously high level. I think this is awesome going into this Baltimore Ravens game, and I can't wait to see this group compete with one of the class teams and class organizations in the NFL. Can't wait to check it out.
Thanks for the breakdown, Logan. Now, let's look at the best of the Beltway offense edition. If you look at the numbers, the Commanders' offense is neck and neck with the Ravens' offense. Both teams put up 170-plus rushing yards per game, 200-plus passing yards per game, and put up 28-plus points per game. So it's shaping out to be a great matchup on Sunday. Now, I caught up with Jaden Daniels earlier this week. Here's what he had to say about playing against Lamar Jackson and the Ravens.
Commanders family, Brian Cole Jr. here with our QB1, Jaden Daniels. Brother, man, you have made some explosive plays, but it seems like every time you make those explosive plays, it's to a different person. How is it being in an offense that's so dynamic with so many playmakers?
It's awesome. We got guys that can make plays with the ball, and my job is just to get them the ball and get them the ball accurately so they can go out there and make plays.
Yes, sir. And then this rushing attack, man, it's not just B. Rob, it's not just Austin Eckler, it's not just Jeremy McNichols. All of y'all are making it happen. How have they made your life easier?
In this league, man, you need a run game. Keep the balance, keep the defense on their toes. They do a great job of getting north and south, breaking tackles. And I love having those guys beside me.
And, man, it doesn't happen without an offensive line. And your offensive line's been going crazy. There's this video going around where they're talking about, man, this is just fun. We love playing for Jaden, man. How great is it to have an offensive line that cares so much about your success?
Man, this night and day is awesome. Just be able to have those guys have my back, and they know I have their back. I would go out there and have fun together.
Yes, sir. And then you said it, man. You said you wanted to play Lamar Jackson. Well, the time is here, man. The Battle of the Beltway. We're going to be playing in Baltimore.
Yeah.
How do you keep the momentum going that you guys have gotten so far?
Yeah, I think the main thing for us is to go out there and just focus on us. Can't get caught up in everything that's going on around the game. The noise and the media, man, we got to focus on getting better daily. We'll see them Sunday at 1 p.m.
And this is all new for you, brother. My last question. Are you having fun?
Man, I'm having a blast, dog. I can't even lie.
All right, well, we having fun watching you do your thing. Brian Cole Jr. here with Jaden Daniels. Back to y'all.
That was your QB1, Jaden Daniels. He said he doesn't pay attention to the noise. And while he and Lamar Jackson have similar numbers so far this season, Jaden said he's ready to play. So let's get right into this matchup discussion. Fellas, and we got to start with Lamar Jackson, man, coming off of a huge overtime win. Fred, you can't stop the man. You can only hope to contain him. How can we contain Lamar Jackson?
You want to try to slow him down. You want to look at, you got to realize, former MVP, it ain't nothing he can't do on the football field. Here go the crazy part about it, though, Logan. I want to stop his feet.
I think so.
I want to force him to beat us with his arm. I want him to have to go through the process of going through his progressions. I want to make him throw the ball 30-plus times. I think if we can do that, we can slow him down. Ain't no stopping him, but I think we can slow him down.
Yeah, I think if you look at that Cincinnati game, specifically in the first half, they did a great job of stopping the run. And what that means is they took away the zone read, they took away the RPO, they took away the quarterback keepers, right? And it just forced them to be one-dimensional. Because when you look at the composition of that Baltimore offense, that is the analogous for their quick game. They don't do sticks, they don't do slants. It's Lamar running the football and handing the ball to Derrick Henry and putting the defense in conflict that way. So if you can slow him down, absolutely. But then the other guy is Derrick Henry. And I think that's a completely different ball of wax in terms of managing him, because they can go small. They can put Lamar out there. That's kind of like their scat back. And Derrick Henry's Hill. Justice Hill. And then Derrick Henry's going to get downhill. But they also can put Patrick Ricard back there and let him get downhill and play old school football like this is the 1980s. We got neck rolls, we got mouthpieces. People are losing teeth, and that's a really tough matchup to manage. So it's the diverse nature of the rushing attack with Lamar and Derrick Henry that makes it extremely complicated.
And Tana, it's not just the Baltimore run game that's a problem. our run game's a problem as well. But this Ravens defense is very, very tough. How do we keep our run game going against the Baltimore Ravens?
Well, I think, we talked ad nauseum, in the beginning of the season about how special Cliff Kingsbury offense was. And we talked so much about the spread concept and everything and what he can do in the passing game. But I don't know if it was Logan or Fred. Fred might want to take the credit, but Logan brought it up that Connor was killing guys up there. They was the tops in the league back then with Connor coming over from Pittsburgh in the run game. And then, look, we 5 weeks into the season right now. And where are we sitting at in the run game? Number two. So Cliff Kingsbury is scheming things up, dialing it up, putting these guys in the right situation. I think our offensive line needs to get a lot of credit, but I think Cliff Kingsbury has been doing a phenomenal job just finding a way to get B-Rob off, to get Eckler off. And now you have that guy, Matt Nichols, going in there as a third back and still finding a way. So I think you got to give hats off to Cliff, and I think he's going to find a way to make sure he can get those guys going.
Yeah, and I think when you watch the Baltimore defense, they're not quite the group they've been. They've got some good personnel, but they're not really gelled. Obviously, they lose their defensive coordinator this offseason. He goes to be the head coach of the Seattle Seahawks, and they've just kind of lost a little bit of what made them so dangerous.
The edge.
The little edge, that's exactly right. The details aren't quite there. They're running a similar system, but it's not with the same detail. And so you see guys able to run the football on them, able to find creases, able to kind of spread them out. I looked at it, I was like, man, we're not going to be able to handle the speed of the Baltimore Ravens. But when you look at, like, for example, the Bills, they did a great job stretching them horizontally. There were creases there. And I think we're a much better team running the football. So I think there's opportunities for sure.
And Logan, we can't talk this matchup without talking about Jaden Daniels. His first time being on that field with Lamar Jackson. There's a lot of pressure there. However, Jaden has looked not like a rookie. He's looked very, very comfortable. How do we keep the momentum going Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, I think it really comes down to Cliff and how you call the game, and maintaining a positive game flow. Like, one of the things I love about this team so far is that they're staying out of third and longs. The defense has supported them the last couple of weeks, and it lets them run the football, alleviate some pressure on Jaden Daniels. So I think it really comes down to Cliff playing team football, especially because, like, this is the best team we're going to play this season so far, maybe outside of Tampa Bay, Tana. And so can we manage game flow? Can we manage positive down and distance and continue to make good decisions at the quarterback spot? I think that starts with Cliff Kingsbury.
Just keep his post down, because he's going to be a little starstruck because he looked up to Lamar Jackson. So once he hits that field, just calm down.
And I think he's poised as anything. I don't think he's going to be starstruck.
And Fred, speaking of hitting that field, I got to go hit the field to go catch up with Big Fletch. And these guys got a little fun ticket promo just for y'all.
Guys, the atmosphere on Sunday was amazing. We'll be back at home for the Panthers game, and Command Center is running a discount ticket special for the fans.
Visit commanders.com/command center.
And enter Fred.
No, enter Logan. Enter Logan. Get your discount code for the Panthers tickets.
Now, y'all know the fans want to enter Santana. Come on now.
Go get your tickets today.
It's time for Best Seat in the House, presented by SeatGeek. Your ticket to great Commanders seats.
What's good, Commander Sammy here with London Fletcher, the recipient of last weekend's game ball. Brother, good to see you, man.
Oh, man, always good to be back.
Yes, sir, especially when we are on this field, man, so let's talk about this. So, Logan Paulsen has said the key to winning against the Baltimore Ravens is playing complementary football. Do you agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's talk about what complementary football means first for the layman. What does it mean?
Well, it's a situation where you're understanding that all three phases, offensively, defensively, special teams-wise, are doing their part to make sure you're instilling a victory. It might be field position, winning a field position game, punting and getting a team backed up, the kicking game, making field goals, being able to run the football, eat some clock up, things like that, holding the opponent to field goals as opposed to allowing them to get touchdowns. Let's take an example from Cleveland's game, the game against the Browns. Great example of complementary football. So we get the turnover, Jaden, he throws an interception on the 2-yard line. Defense, what do? They go out, they have a three and out, force the Browns to punt, get the big punt return. Next thing you know, we're getting a touchdown out of it. So that's great complementary football. Also, while the offense was struggling a little bit, the defense was doing its part, holding them, getting 3 and outs, taking the ball away, creating negative yardage plays. In a game against the Baltimore Ravens, I think it'll be paramount for us to kind of be able to get up. If we can get up 2 scores and kind of take away the rushing attack of the Baltimore Ravens, kind of force them into a passing game, that would be a great example of complementary football.
Doing those little things that help you win the game. And right now we're seeing our secondary warming up, doing some drills here. This is going to be a big game for them.
Yes.
This is a big game. We've seen improvement from our secondary each and every game. What do you expect to see from them Sunday?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, when you talk about going against a Ravens team who they run the ball so well, they're going to have to play a major part in run defense, making sure you're being where you need to be from fitting the run, making great tackles. But when it comes time to defending the pass, Zay Flowers, he had a big game last week against the Cincinnati Bengals. He's a problem. They got 2 really good tight ends. So they got some guys that can make plays in the passing game, making sure they're sticking in coverage. I thought Benjamin St. Juste was outstanding last week against the Browns. He shadowed Amari Cooper all over the field. I thought Mikey Sanders still had his best game. Noah Igbenogany, he had a really good game. So the defense, and especially the secondary in particular, you're starting to see them come alive, starting to see them be a lot stickier in coverage. And going against a team like the Baltimore Ravens, you're going to have to be able to stop the run as a secondary player and also defend the pass.
And it's going to be a big game for our defense, not just our secondary, our defense as a whole, right? Because, yes, we know they can run the ball, but they can throw as well. So can't wait to see what our secondary does. Hopefully they continue to improve. London, you got to play against, if not the fastest, some of the fastest quarterbacks. Talk about Cam Newton. Talk about Michael Vick. So now we got the second coming of Michael Vick in Lamar Jackson, man. How tough is that to defend, especially for our linebackers?
Well, it puts a lot of stress on you defensively, knowing when you're facing a quarterback like a Lamar Jackson and what they do with him in the rush and attack, where they have designed quarterback runs. They have the zone reads where he can either hand it off to Derrick Henry or decide to keep it himself. So it's going to be a lot of sleepless nights between now and the game on Sunday. But the thing about going against a quarterback like Lamar Jackson is making sure everybody's disciplined and carry out their assignments, being sound in gaps in their runs fits, being sound in tackling, because he can make you miss as well. But anytime you're going against a quarterback like him, and with the emphasis on running the ball as much as the Ravens do, it will be a big challenge.
And I think it's something that helps Lamar out so much is having those big safety blanks. You were talking about those tight ends, likely, and then Mark Andrews, who just came back, had a solid game. Honestly, probably is his best pass catcher. You've had to guard some of those tight ends. Our safeties are going to have to do that as well. What problems did their tight ends pose for us, because they're long, they're strong, and they're fast?
Well, the tight end is also oftentimes a quarterback's best friend, because a lot of times they work in the middle of the field. They're easy outlets for a quarterback. You can get them over the middle of the field, over the middle of the ball, I should say. And a lot of times you're getting matchup problems, favorable matchups, I should say, whether it's being a bigger than the safety, or maybe faster, more athletic than our linebackers. Now, we got some pretty good linebackers, though, and we got some pretty good safety. So it'll be a nice challenge to be able to watch and match up and see how that kind of plays out. But again, you'll have to, because there's so much emphasis on the run game, you're gonna have to worry about that play action pass too. So make sure we're on top of that.
Hey, Lenny, you mentioned our linebackers. So somebody else that got a game ball. Not just you. It was also Frankie Louvu, number 4. Man, I know you love seeing that guy out there balling, man. Can you just talk about Frankie Louvu and the impact he's made, not just on this defense, but on our team as a whole?
Yeah, Frankie, first of all, if you're watching the game with the sound turned off, you can hear Frankie's game. It's that loud. Yeah. You can feel his passion, his intensity, his physicality. He just loves to play the game of football. And I didn't know a whole lot about him prior to this season, but just watching him perform the way he's performed, it brings a lot of intensity, a lot of passion, a lot of playmaking, great blitzer, just a disruptive force. And I mean, he's really starting to come into his own and really starting to play a major role on this not only defense, but also this team.
Looking like a young London Fletcher out there making plays. We're going to send it back to our guys in the studio. This is Brian Colbert here with the captain, London Fletcher.
Commanders family, we're playing our cousins down the Betway at M&T Bank Stadium. Kickoff is at 1 p.m. and the game will be broadcasted on CBS. Super Bowl champion Brian Mitchell, Brian Colbert Jr., BC, and myself, Mr. 8 to the 9, will be live on Baltimore for the pregame and postgame shows. We will be right on the sidelines breaking it down, everything you need to know about the game, so catch us on Commanders, YouTube, X, and Facebook pages.
Santana, I appreciate you holding it down for me, brother. Now, it's time for Top 5 presented by UA Local 5 Plumbers, protecting the health of the nation's capital since 1890. Fellas, before we wrap the show.
Hold on, I got this. Give it to me right now. One thing I can't wait to see this week. Hey, Lamar Jackson, you've been doing it for years and years, but we got a version of you that I can't wait to introduce you to. I'm going to tell you what I'm really waiting on right here. The first time King Henry and Frankie Louvu collide, that should be devastating.
Yeah.
3. This is all about crab cakes versus mumbo sauce. Baltimore versus DC. This real right here, baby. Oh, let me tell you what I really can't wait for. All those fans.
Preacher, Fred.
Riding up 95. And when we get to 95, we get to that stadium, it belongs to DC now. I cannot wait for that. 5, and you gotta love this one right here. I want y'all to tell everybody in Baltimore a simple sentence. Omar coming.
Oh, yeah.
Omar coming. And that's it. We'll see you in Baltimore. Peace.
There you go. There you go.